you can travel in train as you are in the room of your home. Is this not a revolution on this earth? There is an astounding upheaval on earth. God wills an astounding upheaval in the heavens too. These are both signs of the days of the Messiah. In one of my revelations mentioned in the book, Barahine Ahmadiyya, some 20 years ago, this has been alluded to. It is, meaning heavens and the earth are tied up like a bundle, and their elements were hidden. In the days of the Messiah, we have untied both these bundles and revealed their secrets. Finally, it should be noted that I have mentioned in detail in this writing that the prevalent tradition among the Muslims of attacking the people of other religions, which they call Jihad, is not the Jihad of Islamic jurisprudence. It is against the clear instructions from God and His Messenger, and is a grievous sin. Since this habit is well established in some Muslim tribes, it may not be easy for them to abandon it. It is quite possible that they may go after the blood of the person who counsels them. In their gallantry and emotion, they may try to kill him. I can think of one way in my mind. It is that the Amir of Kabul, whose authority among the Afghan tribes is unsurpassed and has never been witnessed before, should gather the great scholars of religion and convene a debate. Through these religious scholars, public would be educated about their errors. Some journals should be published by these scholars in Pashto language and widely distributed. I believe that this sort of activity will have great influence on the people. Gradually, the raw emotions encouraged by ignorant mullahs will subside. It will be a great tragedy for the people if the Amir Sahib would not pay attention to this necessary reform. The end result of such oversight is trouble for the government that ignores the edicts of these mullahs. It is common among the mullahs of today that they would declare a person infidel even on minor religious differences. Then all the other edicts that apply to non-believers are also applied to him. In such circumstances, even Amir would not be an exception. It is quite possible that on some minor difference, these mullahs throw him out of the circle of Islam. And then they would write the same edicts of jihad against him that they used to write for others. No doubt, the people who have the power to declare a person believer or non-believer, and then write the edicts of jihad against him, is a dangerous bunch, and Amir should not be negligent of them. No doubt, these people are at the head of rebellion against every government. Ordinary people are in their clutches. They control their minds and turn them in any direction and create havoc. Therefore, it is not undesirable to free the people from their influence and educate them about the real nature of the concept of jihad. Islam does not teach Muslims to be like thieves and robbers and satisfy their selfish desires under the guise of jihad. Since the religion of Islam, jihad cannot occur without the permission of the sovereign, and people know this. It is possible that some who don't know the facts may blame the Amir for such happenings. It is therefore incumbent upon the Amir to make an effort to counter this erroneous edict. This would not just clear his name, but he would be amply rewarded by God. From among the rights of the people there is nothing more virtuous than to deliver them from the threat of the sword. Since most of those who use violence in such manners are Afghan, and a sizable majority lives in the country of Amir Sahib, therefore Amir Sahib has an opportunity from God to leave behind this great reform as part of his legacy. To the best of his ability, he should try to cleanse the Afghan nation of these violent habits that are cause of defamation of Islam. This is the time of the promised Messiah. Certainly, God will create means for the world which is filled with persecution, injustice, and bloodshed to be filled with justice, peace, and friendship. Blessed are those sovereigns and kings who partake from it. Towards the end, I wish to make a special request to our kind government. Even as I am aware that our government is wise and astute, it is incumbent upon us to present forth any suggestions in our minds that may be useful for the public and the government. In my view, it is a matter of certainty that this violent habit of Afghans in the frontier areas, due to which some innocent is killed almost daily, has two causes. First, those Maulvis who believe that killing people of other religions, especially Christians, is an act of great virtue, This would open the doors of great rewards of paradise that cannot be achieved either with salat, hajj, zakat, or any other good deeds. I am well aware of the fact that these people preach this to the public in secret. By listening to such sermons, some who are little better than beasts take great inspiration. They become like animals and are left with not an iota of mercy. They commit such horrendous acts that one's spine shudders. Even as the frontier lands and Afghan country is brimming with such Maulvis who deliver these sermons, I believe that Punjab and India are not free from them. If government believes that the Maulvis of this country are free from such ideas, it should look again. In my view, most of the ignorant, angry mullahs living in the mosques are not free from such filthy ideas. If these ideas were the result of the holy word of God, I would have considered them blameless, as one is powerless in the matters of faith. Verily I tell you, as they ignore the benevolence of this government and are its clandestine enemies, they are also convicted before God and are rebellious. I have explained in detail that the word of God does not command us to spill the blood of innocent people. One who believes in such is removed from Islam. Second cause for this criminal bloodshedding which is done to become a hero, in my view, is those Christian priests who have repeatedly stressed that jihad is a compulsion in Islam, and that killing the people of other faiths is a matter of great virtue in Islam. I believe that the people of frontier areas were not even aware of the doctrine of jihad. It is Christian priests who reminded them of this. My view is supported by the fact that until Christian priests distributed such journals, newspapers, and books, these incidents were negligible or almost non-existent. In fact, when the Sikh government was replaced with the Englishmen, ordinary Muslims were joyous with this change. People of the frontier regions were also pleased. Then Pastor Findal wrote his book, Mizan-ul-Haq, in 1849, and published it in India, Punjab, and frontier regions. He not only insulted Islam and the Prophet of Islam with his derogatory remarks, but also spread the word that in the religion of Islam it is not only permitted but worthy of great divine reward to kill people of other faiths. On hearing this, the ignorant living in the frontier regions that had no knowledge of their faith woke up. They understood that in their faith it was meritorious to kill people of other faiths. After much thought, I believe, the cause of most incidents in the frontier regions and violent enmity among the people living there were those books written by the priests and pastors in which they used violent language and repeatedly discussed jihad beyond all reason. At last, after the popularity of Mizan-ul-Haq and its poisonous consequences, our government had to issue Act No. 23 of 1867 to check the spread of such violent ideas. This law was passed for the 6 tribes in the frontier areas, and it was hoped that it would help to stop these violent incidents. Unfortunately, later on, filthy and bitter writings of Pastor Imaduddin Amritsari and some other foul-mouthed pastors damaged the cause of friendship and love within the country. Similarly, the books of many other priests and pastors, detail of which is not necessary, have not been behind in sowing the seeds of enmity in our hearts. In short, these people became a serious obstacle in the wisdom of the government. Our government acted commendably when it did not prohibit Muslims from writing the replies to these books. In these replies to bitterness, the Muslims also showed some bitterness, but this only proved